Hey.
All right. For those of you that don't know, this is, let me close the door a little bit so we can hear. And this is Dr. L.K. Curry. This is our pastor's father. Now, he is a legacy when it comes to pastoral ministry, but there's so much more about life. He's 98 years old. And so he's just going to share some stuff. Come up with some questions that you might want to ask. Pastor Curry, I know that you did things prior to becoming a pastor. You want to share? I heard something about a minor league and all those things, different things that you've done in life. You want to share with us?
I played baseball, but in the Negro League, and also in the white cricket in baseball. That Brooklyn Dodgers and with the no chain that 10 years. Like, I played in the United States and in Mexico, but then I knew it. There's 164 ball games in the United States and in 60 ball games in Mexico. 10 years. Well, I did a lot of running and so forth. Then I was called to the ministry. Then and I had a very productive life. What good life as far as meeting people. Then I met President Carter, met him personally, and then when he was running for the presidency, I met President Kennedy, said he shook hands with him, and President Obama, so forth. Played with Jackie Robinson, the first modern day Negro in baseball, in the white also fit the league, I think. But then you're a Christian, and that's what you want to be. And thinking about now, your life is for you, and you can choose whether you want to choose good people or until a source that you really don't. Well, you really don't know all the or don't want to even think about other people. Just choose the good people as you go through life. I've been very, very fortunate. To have some good friends in life. Good friends in sports. God has blessed me with that. Joe Lewis lived down the street from me, up the street I was at, when he moved to Denver, Colorado, where I live. And we were friends. So, good people in life and good for your life. Good for your life. You don't miss anything. Can spot and knowing good people, knowing them, I don't feel up the road and those folks. A person called me about Kamala Harris, who was running for the presidency last month or so, a pastor called me. He's a friend of mine, Amos Brown from San Francisco. We've been friends, maybe it's 50 years. So, he was trying to get me some favors. I don't need any favors, but I have friends who could use some favors. You will have friends as you go through life, and you can help them as you go through life. Now, you may want to ask me some questions, but I want to say just a few things first. Jesus went to the temple with his mother and father as a ritual. He went to services that they went to. Don't be afraid to go to religious services where your mother and father goes, and make friends with your mother and father friends. I'm 98 years old, and I have friends that people who were my father's friends, and they call me and ask me, do I need anything? Yeah, at my age, they called me. They were my father's friends, and their children. So that passes itself on down. Jesus went to the temple with his mother and father. And when they got ready to go back home, walking, and a group of them, and they discovered that Jesus was not in the group after a half a days or so forth. So they said, we got to go back and find Jesus. So then the question was, where shall we look? Where shall we look? And they says, well, where should we look? Where should we look? And they went back to the temple, to the place where they had left him. So, let your mother and your father know where you are at all times. Don't let anybody talk you off the road. Yeah. Always let your mother and your father know where you're going. Where you're going. So they're praying for you. And they have friends who are praying for you as you go through life. So when they went to the temple, they found Jesus there, and they asked him, did you know we were looking for you? But he was there talking with the elders and the doctors and lawyers, and good people. These are people that your mother and father have already tried. See, a lot of people you don't really know. I didn't know a lot of people. Gary Robinson introduced me to a lot of people, and they introduced me to some other people. And President Carter caused me to meet some other people. President Kennedy, President Obama, they called me to meet some other people, see? And so they found Jesus and he went on back with them. So I'm saying to you now, you know that I have met a lot of people who were my father's friends. My mother passed when I was 6 years old. So I had a lot of friends that were my mother's fathers. Even though my mother passed, her friends took up and helped in my life. Next goes up, what's going to happen to you? God forbid, or well, not God forbid, because if God takes them, that's his business. That's his business. But it's to your advantage. It's to your advantage. And you wanted to live the best life that you can. I'm happy to know you all. Did they want to ask me some questions?
Well, I do have a question I'd like for you to share. You've always, all the years that I've known you, which has been most of my life, I've heard you talk about giving and the importance of giving and the principle of saving for yourself, giving to God. Can you share that principle with the youth today?
Well, when I was 6 years old, I sold papers. Not empty. And the Bible teaches tithing, giving a tenth of all that you make to the Lord, to the church. And then I added on the idea, saving a tenth. Give God a tenth, give the church a tenth, saving a tenth for yourself. And that's how I live this long, but in the condition that I am. I'm not begging, I'm not rich, but I'm not what you call a beggar. No. I've been able, I've driven cars, I've always had a car, I've always worn good clothes, and, but I lived from the time I was 6 years old up until now. I give the church a tenth. If I give you $100, I give the church $10. Oh my God! Then I save $10. Yeah, that's what I do. What I do, and invest it, and so forth. That's what you want to do at an early age. So I've never had to pay. I never had to pay. But I've loaned a lot of people money. A lot of people owe me money now. But I'm not begging. They owe me the money. But I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. And what the Bible principle is, give God a chance. Give God a chance. And then my principle is save a tenth. And I had a family of 4 children, and they've all gone through college. 4 children through college, and I've had brothers and sisters that I've helped in their professions because I had the money. See, I saved the tenth and I invested it. I gave the church a tenth, Well, I never wanted. I've never been begging. I never been begging. God will bless you. He will bless you. You don't exactly know where it's coming from, but I will tell you that it will come. It will come. I played baseball in Mexico, played baseball in Cuba, in Puerto Rico. No, not in Puerto Rico, in Cuba, in Mexico. And God has been good to me. I've pastored 50 years, pastored people, and churches have taken care of me and my family. You know, I trusted the people, and I tried to live so that I could be trusted. That's the way you want to live, so you can be trusted. That's the way you want to live, so that your mother and father are not around, that there are other people, other friends who can trust you as you're growing up. See, that's the way you want to live your life, the way you want to live your life. You have some questions?
How did you get so many opportunities to get so many funding?
I didn't understand.
How did you get so many opportunities?
I what?
How did you get so many opportunities to meet funding with this other one?
How did what?
Did you get so many opportunities to meet this president?
I didn't hear it.
How do you get to meet Fuller and Cumberland?
Okay.
How's
it? What?
How did you get to meet Ellie Gregory? How did you get so many opportunities in different presidents?
I think I can hear all right, but
He said, how did you get to meet so many presidents?
oh, friendship. I met President Carter through Daddy King.
Okay.
Daddy King, one of his sons. Well, Daddy King, you might have heard about one of his sons was my classmate when I was a student at Morehouse College.
And what was that classmate's name?
A.D. King.
All right.
A.D. King. He was my classmate, and we sat in Old Testament theology together.
Awesome.
Yeah. And he was the son of Daddy King. And then, I don't know whether I should tell this or not.
Go ahead.
Well, he introduced me to his sister.
Hey. That's called friends.
Yeah. He introduced me to his sister. Well, I took her to the show one night, and at the what you call it, where they have a 10-minute of
Intermission.
intermission. Yeah. I went and asked her what she wanted for doing the intermission. And bless your heart, all I had was money for Baby Ruth. And I don't know whether you all know about the time when Baby Ruth was the nickel and the dime, but she was too rich for my blood. And she had already graduated from college. So I had to back off from being her boyfriend. She married another fella, But when President Carter was trying to get the endorsement from the black people, and he wanted Daddy King's endorsement, and he asked my son here, Seneca, could he get black people's endorsement? And he called me, and I came to Atlanta, and we went to Daddy King's house, and he called over Governor Carter at the time. He was governor, and he called him over and asked him what did he want. He said he wanted his endorsement. And he said to him, well, what are you going to do for my people? He said, well, I'll do whatever you want that I can do. He said, well, what will you give Lacey? That's my son's name, Lacey Senator. And he said, what does he want? So my son said, I don't want anything. I just want to treat black people right. No. And so they had a congressman up there who had something to do with government contract. And that's how my son was able to get approval. A lot of the contracts, other fellas, the youngsters made out of the standards, but the white folk they had government contracts, and they would underbid my son by $1, and you would be talking about $1 million, $2 million, $4 million, $6 million, $7 million. That's they would underbid him by $1, and they get the contract. Well, that was fixed. That was fixed, see, because they were giving them the information ahead of time. See, so all of that is in government, and that's why, as young people, especially you all, you ought to think about getting into politics. Okay, it's not dirty, but you need to know what you're doing, and you know the right of the people. That's what I know. I lived in Chicago 50 years, and I was very strong in politics. If you wanted to be elected mayor, you would come by me. At some point, President Obama did by me, and I told him he could be president of the United States. So he became elected president of the United States. President Kennedy, from Arkansas, what's his name? He was President of Arkansas. That's the anyway. He's a friend of mine. And then so this is me by Bush, President Bush, not Bush. You can't start. Other name. My goodness. Anyway, this is how you meet people. Good people, and introduce you to other good people. And this is how you develop friendships as you go along. If you cannot do too much by yourself, but you can do a lot with what President Obama now is saying, called coalition. You're not too young to realize that making friends with other people, that you go through school, make all the friends you can with a good student. Some of them have friends that are rich. But don't be afraid of rich people. Just know for yourself what is right and wrong. And if the Lord blesses you to become rich, know what to do with your money. You say, don't get too rich that you cannot give God a tenth. Yeah. Keep it in your mind. All of the money in the world belongs to God. But give God a tenth, then take a tenth for your saving to yourself, so that you won't be begging. You won't have to beg anybody for what your needs are. You won't have to do that. And God will bless you as you go through life. Yeah. So that's how I met President Obama, and President Carter, and President
Chin.
I've shaken hands with all of them and had personal invitation to come to the White House. These people have friends that they introduce you to, and you make friends with them. They're your brothers and sisters. And when you get grown, you just pass on the word and so forth. So they have positions that you may not control, but you can pass on the word to them. Can you use this person? See? So you live by coalition. When Jesus came and chose the 12 disciples, people wonder, why would he choose these guys? These fellas haven't been to school. They don't know anything but how to face. You know? But you'll make coalition. You'll make friends. And you can have friends who are not educated. They will still be your friend. Don't let anybody make you think that just because this guy, this girl, had not been to college, that they're not good people. No, don't get that. But I have all kinds of friends, all kinds of friends. I have baseball friends, football friends, wrestling friends, boxing friends. You know, I have all kinds of friends. I have college president friends. I have all kinds of friends. All kinds of friends. And I don't want to pat myself on the back, but it's because I'm friendly toward all right. And I told other somewhere. Some of them didn't have a friend at the time. And I was the only friend they had, pretty much. And later on up the road, they became my friend and introduced me to other people as friends. And that will happen to you as you go through life. You want to learn, be friendly while you're young. And the Lord will bless you with people, with good friends that you go through life. Yeah. Another question? No?
It's got one right there. Lee Emmanuel. What was it like playing with Jackie Robinson in the league?
What was what?
What was it like playing baseball with Jackie Robinson in the baseball league?
It was like,
Yes, sir.
it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. He was a good ball player. He was a good ball player, but at the time, he was not allowed to do what you call fight back. He had to keep his mouth closed. If he went to first base and he thought he was safe, and the umpire called him out, he was not allowed to contest it. He had to take it and go on for 2 years. Branch Rickey, the general manager, told him, do this for 2 years. 2 years, don't say anything. And his wife, what's her name? She just turned 100 last year. She was told, tell him, don't argue, don't fuss for 2 years in the major leagues. Don't do that. So when you played with him, you had to be quiet. If the umpire called him play against you, you had to be quiet. That's one reason I didn't make it to the major league. I talked too much. And I argued and fussed. And I was, but that's life. It wasn't fair, but it's life. And you're going to have some unfair things in life. Learn how old are you?
17. 17.
17?
Yes, sir.
You're going to have some unfair things in life. I was in the third grade, and they put me back in the second grade because my birthday is in October, and we moved in December. So they said I had to go back and repeat that grade. So then when I got to the sixth grade, they put me back in the fifth grade. So I repeated 2 grades in school. It's very disappointing. But I'm still here. So you could still live life and have fun. It didn't kill me. You see me. I'm nice looking every time. That's life. You will have some bumps in life, what they call bumps in life, but the Lord will take care of. Learn at an early age to trust in God. Trust in God. And what happened to you? Learn to trust in God. I joined the army when I was 17 years old. Yeah. And I took the examination for West Point. And I passed it, but they didn't give me the result. So I went overseas when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, and I came out of the army after I'd been in there 3 years, and then the fellow said, "Where have you been?" "I've been in your army." "Where do you think I've been?" "I've been overseas in the Philippine Islands." They said, "Well, we've been looking for you." I said, "Yeah, for what?" They said, "Well, we have your papers to go to West Point." West Point is top of the line for military service and schooling. They said, "We have your honest." You get some bad breaks in life. But that's all right. I'm 98. And I imagine that the guys that were holding my paper, they gone on. So you don't worry about people doing things that are against your well-being. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Trust God. That's God, see. Your parents are providing for you, and you trust them and trust God, and God will make a way for you. Yeah. So that's the way that goes.
Well, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to just spend with us. This is part of our generation segment where we are taking the time to talk to our elders of the church. They had rich experiences, and we want to make sure that our youth are connecting, because we know that when our youth can connect, they can get rich experiences. So we come to you from the Cornerstone Baptist Church, where our pastor is the Reverend Dr. A.T. Curry. We have had the honor and the privilege of speaking with Reverend Dr. L.K. Curry, who is also the father of our pastor on today. Our services are at 9 a.m. At the Cornerstone Baptist Church, Peachtree City. Please join us on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. Here signing off. We love you. Talk to you later.